I'm really curious to know when you were, as a co-founder and CEO, you were running a 20 CR company versus now you have an order book of what, 2000 crores, I believe. It's a massive jump. It's a
Yeah, yeah.
100x growth probably in last 4-5 years. As a leader, how do you think you have transitioned from leading a 20 CR company versus now leading a 2000 crore company?
Uh, I think one of the most important thing is that you have to let go of certain things. You cannot. It's simply not possible to keep track of all the things, micromanage stuff, right? There are so many battles. So simple things to focus on the war and not the smaller battles, right? And the I feel the only or the best way to do is that having the a very strong next set of colleagues, commanders, whatever you call it, the middle management, right?
Mhm.
And give them the right ownership and all. I think that way we have been fortunate where we were able to build a very strong set of leaders who took ownership and manage their own, manage their own divisions, etc. I think so. That was a very important change where we had to let go of, the control of the overall org to the next set of leaders and all who ended up managing that. So hiring played a very important role. So I mean the transition, yes. So one was that, the whole people part of it. In fact, for the longest time the biggest problem that we faced was money, right? पैसे नहीं होते थे किसी चीज के लिए. Today that is not the biggest challenge. Today, in fact, often many cases we have to kind of say no to lots of investors and all that, like yes, we are done with our round, whatever, right? So now the situation different, but now, and as an it's taught in B schools also, etc. Ki at some point OBHR, that becomes people management, that becomes the biggest challenge. So in this case also, for that transition, people was the key thing, I think, and we were also fortunate to get the right set of people. I think I like to believe we also we we did our part as promoters by again having a rewarding ESOP policy and all, so that लोगों को बोले ये मेरी कंपनी है, right? We did that. So that was one of the things. The other thing was obviously the entire cash management and all, right? I mean the way we would look at money during the early days has changed. While that DNA of frugality remains, but the way you manage money, the way you look at money becomes different. Again, you look at the bigger picture. So that was the other part. I mean, cash management, that became, that became a different part. And other thing was in general, I mean, I think one of the most important thing in this whole, where a major driver is EPC's foresight, trying your best to foresee problem. We are obviously not perfect, but I think there were many things that I feel played out, played well. We were able to foresee some of these challenges. Just to give an example, again, this transition, again, as you also know, right, Shrey, that how many experienced people does the sector have? Very few, right? We could anticipate this change. So what we did as an example, like again, long answer, sorry, but from a hiring perspective, we decided that ki at some point ki, let's say biogas sector से हायर नहीं करते हैं एंड हायर करेंगे बट लाइक लेट्स गो लुक बियॉन्ड द बायोगैस सेक्टर. So what we did was क्योंकि गिने चुने लोग थे, राइट, वी ऑलरेडी मैनेज टू गेट सम ऑफ देम इनटू जीपीएस, बट उतने लोग थे ही नहीं जिनको सॉलिड एक्सपीरियंस था, राइट? सो वी डिसाइडेड टू स्टार्ट हायरिंग फ्रॉम द ऑयल एंड गैस इंडस्ट्री. थॉट प्रोसेस दैट की फंडामेंटल स्ट्रॉन्ग है, राइट? इट्स जस्ट दैट वी हैव टू ट्रेन देम ऑन बायोगैस. So for that reason we started building a training module some time back. So today we have our own softwares for that. We have an online learning model which is used for training for bringing people up to speed on biogas, stuff like this. So that was one of the things that we did, like on the hiring front, on the training side. So there were many such kind of interventions that we did, but primarily which was around people and money, around cash.
Interesting. So cash management, people management, interesting.